Hello, Berto. Long time no see. Good to have you back again on my side here. So what is the plan? Are we going to look at the decks again shortly, or do we... Okay, then let's take a look at the decks first. Just a quick look what both are bringing into rank 3 match here. It is TangTang with Alpine. We just saw this deck in 2 of the matches last game. Yeah, I think there's nothing much to say about it, right? Like, we can see how fast this or how big this deck can snowball if you cannot really deal with the early units. And I think in the mirror it is important to maybe go second to have more cards. What do you think? But we don't have it in that one because Jking is not playing Alpine, so we should not. I think you're muted, Berto. Berto? Yeah, you're muted, sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just saying that it's often good to go second in the mirror matches if you have your Brew the Breaches. But if you don't have your Brew the Breaches, you sort of need to go first to not fall behind right away.
Okay, so yeah, and Jking, for example, he's not playing Alpine, but he's having the Artie deck that is playing Bloody Sickles, and I think he's also playing United We Stand in that, right? So having the advantage there against Alpine, probably?
Yes, but it's also worth noting that the Brew the Breaches is really good against Artie in the Alpine.
Yeah, and he's having 4 copies of it, right?
Yeah.
So he's also prepared. Next one for TangTang is the Brit US Air. Very popular in leather also. He's playing without P38, nothing more to mention about that one. And the third one is the US Poland deck that we saw earlier that can really control the board and even bring your opponent to fatigue if he's not able to get rid of his own Catalina there. That was a match will be forever remembered. And Jking bringing Soviet US artillery. We already talked about that one. Very strong deck if you can establish an early board. What do you think? How good is it compared to TangTang's lineup? So how is it matchup wise against the 3 decks from TangTang?
I think
Artie best and what is it worst against?
Well, I think Artie is pretty good across the board against TangTang's list.
Okay.
The US Poland mid-range deck Artie can struggle with, because if you start getting those infantry units up to really high health, then it becomes pretty much impossible to kill, a 5-10 with a Katyusha.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a pretty good chance that Jking's Artie deck gets banned.
Oh, there are no bans now.
Oh, no, sorry, right, no bans, my bad.
Yeah. Could have happened to me. I also wanted to start with bans, and then I remember, oh, there are no bans. So yeah, all 3 decks have to perform now. Speaking about decks, let's take a look at the second deck from Jking with the German-Italy control decks. So we might see Germany-Italy versus Germany-Italy, but both being completely different, right? Like the complete opposite of each other. That is cool, that the 2 nations or 2 combinations of nations can be completely different playstyle-wise. That is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that this deck from Jking is better into Alpine, with the Flampanzers and the Lion for Days and Sudden Strikes.
Yeah, so many good answers in the deck. That might be also a good matchup for Jking here. Absolutely agree. And the third one for Jking is the US-Germany mid-range deck. 1 second, there it is. How do you think this is performing against TangTang's lineup?
I think this is just a really well-rounded deck that performs quite well into everything. There's not too many counters. Maybe it can struggle a bit against a card like Leopold. But whatever you take it into, you feel pretty confident that no matter what, you have a good shot.
Jking is not playing half track. Do you think this is a disadvantage against Brit Air, maybe?
Yes, it's a disadvantage against Brit Air.
He's only having 3 Phlegm Panzers against that, right?
With the list that Jking brought, it really seems like he was scared of the Humber deck, or at least he was considering it.
Yep.
And half track is a completely dead card in that matchup. And I feel like that might have been part of the influence as to why he decided against the half track.
Yeah, that makes sense, absolutely. So I want to ask you for your prediction, but I think I already know the answer. But I ask you anyways. What do you think? Who's going that serious to himself and earning himself $200 today?
Well, I think it'll be Jking, but I would have said that in the last matchup too, and I would have been wrong. So you never know. Sets of 3, a lot can happen.
Yeah, really looking forward to that one. We're just waiting for the players to get ready. As we see here, no bans in the best of 5. You have to win with all 3 of your decks. Okay, they're still working on it. So what else could we talk about, Berto? When do we see you in OCC next time?
Well,
like, playing-wise.
I just grew with this tournament because I had 6th place and I got confused with the time change, and I thought I played a game after the season had ended, but it was actually before, and then I ended up getting 7th place instead of 6th because of it.
No.
So that felt bad.
Oh god, that really hurt bad. I cannot imagine how you felt. Oh god. But yeah, we're in the match finally. Rank 3 match here between Jking and TangTang. Jking starting with his US German mid-range deck, and TangTang going with the US Poland Legions deck. Both with a good starting hand so far. Jking with 109s in hand, making it not possible for TangTang to value trade at Red Devils into the Chocolate Boys.
Ooh, double United we stand is going to be absolutely devastating for Jking. To be 2 credits up right at the beginning with removal on top of it, that is a really scary spot.
Completely agree to that one. But Jking also with a very aggressive hand here, but not any good follow-up, right? Like he's not having Sherman so far.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, if I get this 442nd to the front line, it's so hard for TangTang's deck to deal with that. Like, he'll be first to trade, he'll be forced to use buffs so that he's able to evade the ambush.
Yeah, that ambush can be really painful for TangTang to get through. But that United we stand, oh look. Oh, Jking not heavy about that. Oh, what?
No, not at all.
Going to the front line. You just mentioned it. It should be very important for Jking to get that unit with ambush to the front line.
Yeah, but even when he does, TangTang also has his Unity as strength.
Yeah, the Unity strength on the Red Devils.
Which is kind of the key card to get past this 442nd.
You can just drop another 32nd. Even if we can do it now.
Yeah,
but you just go 32nd Unity on the Red Devils?
I mean, that's certainly not bad. I mean, you're also not in a huge rush if you want to play 32nd and we can do it, but you're letting Jking move up his 30 seconds, and you don't really want to just give him complete control of the front line.
Yeah, and Jking could also if we can do it, right?
Yep, for sure. So yeah, I think I'd just 32nd Unity strength. Get your guys up to the front line.
Ooh, 5-3 Red Devil still surviving there.
Oh.
But there's a Flampanzer on J King's hand.
Yes, it is. You're probably not too concerned about dealing with it this turn, because I don't think J King is necessarily taking the front line. Whirlwind is interesting for the value trade. There's some value in holding back Flampanzer because TangTang might think, well, oh, if I have, one more unit, then it's better to play the weaken do it this turn. And then you can get a little bit of extra value out of the Flampanzer. Influence his decision a little bit by keeping information from him.
Yeah, and also since it's an infantry unit, right, it can only move to the front line and not attack at the same turn. So it's not really a threat to your HQ or to your support line units.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So smart move to keep it back there and just use it later. Maybe you can even force your opponent to a second unity. I mean, not that TangTang would fall for that one, but there's always a chance your opponent is doing a mistake, right? And then you can just abuse it and play the Flampanzer.
Yeah, it's always good to give your opponent as many opportunities to make a mistake as possible.
There goes the last remaining 32nd. Oh, and another Flampanzer. We will see a lot of flames this battle here.
Yeah, this is getting even harder for J King, I feel like. Because it's hard to see how he's going to get the front line back for long enough that he can spend 4 credits on a Sherman if he even finds a Sherman.
What are we thinking? Yeah, the bad thing for... Yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say that it's hard for J King because with the cards in your hand, you know that you can't turn around the situation right now. So you need to be thinking, what can I hit off the top of my deck that can turn this around? Which can be really hard to do.
Wait, is TangTang not playing Stars and Stripes? Oh no,
I think he runs... Wait, does he not?
I don't see it.
Oh, okay.
That's why J King goes that wide. He's also not playing Strat Bomb. Oh no, Strat Bombing is... He's playing Strat Bombing.
Well, even if Tang had Stars and Stripes, you don't really have any opportunity to play around it. You're so far behind that you just need to hope for the best here.
Yeah, that 4-7 Sherman. How is J King ever getting rid of that one? Without losing too much tempo. I mean, he can clear the front line here, right? 4-3 into the Sherman, Flampanzer into the Sherman. But then he's only having 2 credits left.
Yeah.
Can blitz Red Devils to the front and hope for Sherman top deck next turn. But I think the Red Devils is not going to survive for too long.
Yeah. And we're also finding J King in another situation where if he has Hellcat, he's really happy, and he cannot find it.
Yeah, instead he's having 2 Panzer 35T that are not doing a lot here. That PIR, I don't know. Could have been good if you get the 4-3 to the front line and can buff it with the PRR. It could be strong, but... Yeah, the situation that J King is in at the moment is not really great. And he's thinking, how am I getting out of this? I think he can't without finding a Sherman.
Yeah, but it kind of feels like you need more than just a Sherman. Ooh! And that's the best draw in TangTang's
I want to
deck.
say, interesting that he did not attack with the 4-3 and the Whirlwind. Did he really want to have the destruction effect on that 442nd?
Well, there's the destruction effect, and there's also the consideration that maybe you can find we can do it. And if you trade off your whole board, then you'd be in a weaker position.
But look at this. Oh, that Skytrain just dropped the Jasko. Not really what TangTang wanted there. Not in that matchup. Not in
That's a
this
little
situation.
bit of good luck for Jking, but I think too little too late.
Jking not too happy about what is going on in this match so far. Seeing your opponent dropping Sherman after Sherman and you're just sitting there. I mean, you also have a Sherman, but I mean, you can. But I expect TangTang to move up the 32nd, right? Or even the Jasko. Just to block the front line. So Jking cannot get the Sherman draw.
Yeah, I mean, TangTang has a mountain of options and they're all good.
Yeah.
Setting up, dealing damage to face here isn't bad.
Oh, that was far beyond 0 there already. Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Tense engineers.
And Sherman is not what Jking wants to see.
He's in the front line now, but not with an yes unit. Oh. Yeah, look at that card advantage there. Jking somehow needs to get a US unit to the front line.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting Jking to ever be able to get a single unit to the front line for the rest of this game, but he did manage to. He did manage to try. Yeah, he.
He did get close, but look at this double Jasko. What is this?
Oh. And Jking's gone to bed now.
Did he just lay down?
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, just deploying one Sherman. Okay, he only has. What do you think? If you had 4 credits here, would he deploy 2? Probably yes, right? Oh, look at this! How unhappy he is.
He probably.
So TangTang really wants to deny Jking from going to the front end. Oh, what is he hoping for?
I think that Jking's hoping that TangTang will get like Jasko locked. That he gets another Jasko at the end of this turn.
Or he was hoping that he did not have We Can Do It.
Yeah, I mean.
Because now he cannot even clear his Skytrain. Oh, this feels bad.
You know, the question at this point isn't about if Jking's going to win, it's about how long it takes him to concede.
Yeah. Oh, and the California.
Or another question is how many Jaskos can TangTang get?
Can he win just by having Jaskos?
I remember
just go into Medical Battalion.
I remember one of the first things that Jking showed me in relating to cards was your video Spooz where you got 4 Jaskos in your support line.
Yeah,
because he thought that was really funny.
What is the opponent doing against that, huh? Especially when they have smokescreen.
I mean, you did lose that game, but it went for a while.
Sometimes you just have to set a statement.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jking might lose the first match of this best of 5 for the top 3 spot. Yeah, there's no way he's clearing the front line here.
Nope.
What is he doing? What is his plan?
I'm not sure.
Is he calling RNGesus to get better cards next game? Is he roping? Is he one of the ropers everybody's complaining in the venting channel about?
I wouldn't think Jking would do that. I don't know. His screen keeps switching. Like it goes bright on his face.
He's analyzing something.
Yeah, I think he's maybe like looking at like his deck lists, but it's not too important right now.
What did happen?
Oh, okay.
So it's already over. I see.
That makes sense.
We already lost then. Yeah, there's not even a timer, so
Yeah.
looks like we have some technical issues here. So game number 1 did go to TangTang. Not really expected, but I think that US-Poland deck was the worst matchup for Jking. I just wanted to mention that Bubbles is still having more matches than Jking. Why is that? I mean, Bubbles probably playing longer, right? Not sure. When did Jking start playing cards? Do you know?
I think towards the end of the beta.
Oh, okay. So then probably as long as Bubbles is playing. Because cannot imagine that Bubbles is there earlier. But yeah, it's still impressive numbers. Holy shit. 17,000, 18,000 games. That is a lot. So, as we did not expect, Jking continuing to go with his 90% win rate US-German deck into Brit Air. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes, because no half tracks, only the Flampanzers. Wirbelwind can also be good.
I think this is a good matchup for Jking, but a bad start to the game.
Like, what would you expect? 35T maybe, or to make it better?
Just TangTang not having United We Stand. It just makes such a huge difference on turn 2.
Played it on the 109s. Yeah, now we can drop double Albacore on Jking. Facing another downhill battle here. No uphill battle, right?
Yeah, uphill battle. Tang's facing the downhill battle. He's got to be thinking, if I had United We Stand here against these X2s, and now he has close air support to bring them out of that range, I'd be frustrated if I was Jking too, especially off the back of that last game.
Yeah, I mean, what can he do here? Wirbelwind is not even killing them now.
Yep.
Because of the buff. Flampanzer is not an answer. Sunstrike is not in the deck. So you're constantly facing 2 Albacores that got buffed here. And you're even more. Yeah.
And then he finds the United We Stand.
Sometimes it's just one of these days. Do we just go Sherman here? PIR.
I kind of feel like it might have been best to move the Wirbelwind up and attack. It does get killed for free, but you have the United We Stand, and you're at least able to get one of those bombers off the field. I'm not sure what PIR is going to be able to do for Jking. Buffing the infantry doesn't matter
Maybe you
so
wanted
much.
to do it next turn and push the additional infantry up. Just clears it now. But still. It's 3/4, getting a free kill on the Whirlwind. I don't know. This is looking really tough again. As unfortunate as TangTang's starting hands or early match turns did go against what did he? Wait, no, I'm confused. I mixed it up.
That's okay.
What did he play again? It was Hui, okay. Yeah, really good starts here so far into the matches. And Jking always on the back foot in early turns.
That's okay, though, because that just means that he's setting up for the reverse sweep.
I'm looking forward to that one. Even the Monty. Wait. That is lethal, right? He just can go face for 9 here?
No, not lethal yet.
No, but next turn. All his units are pinned.
Next turn for sure.
Even with the other Greyhound now, the second Kelly is not good enough. And that's it.
And that's that.
Not much
Jking
that
has a little bit
Jking
of
could
a
have done
smirk.
there. Yeah. United We Stand was just too strong. 2-0 for TangTang. Holy moly. That was another fast one. And now it's time for a reverse sweep for Jking.
Yes,
If
exactly.
not, TangTang is taking home $200 here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jking going again with US German mid-range. What do you think? The answer is yes.
I I think Jking's a little bit stubborn. he wants to show that his deck is good, that he has a 90% win rate on ladder with it, that he can do really good things with it. And I certainly believe that. Here he has a one drop, he has United We Stand. So it's looking a lot better for him. Although he is going second.
Yeah, he's going second. That's the big disadvantage here. Oh, what is he calculating now? If he's going Red Devils or 32nd?
Yeah. And he decides 32nd, which I think makes sense. Just to have a little more pressure to attack into the front line rather than the ability to withhold the front line when you're already a bit behind.
TangTang considering playing the Obice here.
That's interesting.
Instead of the 136.
I mean, having an artillery in this matchup is very powerful.
And he's actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We see the United We Stand now.
If Jking doesn't have United We Stand or Panzer 35T this turn, then he's pretty much out of the game, I feel like. But at this point, it's definitely doable. You have the strategic bombing, which will eventually deal with that unit.
Yeah, at least the Obice, right? That thing gets catch at least from it, because I think TangTang would not move that to the front line. But I would not call it completely out. We see a lot of insane plays in OCC, like players playing around so many different strategies and having success with it. So I would not completely say that this Obice is never moving to the front line, but so far I think Jking would be happy to play a strat bombing on that board. Unfortunately, he cannot, since he only has 5 credits next turn. But I also think if we can do it, could be good here. Or he just goes for the Sherman. Move 32nd Sherman. Or he's killing that one with the United We Stand, giving him an additional credit slot.
Yeah. It's worth considering that he has the value trade with 32nd. At TangTang, he was deciding to play around Jking having Stars and Stripes that turn, because that's the only reason I can think of him moving up his 4-2 instead of playing the 3rd Alpini regiment.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's a good thing or the bad thing, however you want to see it, about open deck lists, right? You exactly know what your opponent is playing. Jking is having 1 Stars and Stripes in the deck, so you always have to play around it until it is really played. Oh, that was a good find there from the 101st.
It is. He is going to do it over strategic bombing, it looks like. Both are really solid plays here.
Yeah, but maybe he wants to get more value out of the strat bombing later. Because TangTang kind of needs to go a little bit wider now to gain board control back. And that might be the perfect spot for Jking to release that strat bombing. Like now, look at this. Now he's catching 3 units with it.
Yeah.
And then TangTang is just left with an Enigma and an Encircle, man. Nothing too good. And Jking only having 4 cards in hand himself. That means that 4 credit is only a 3-card draw.
And the Stars and Stripes, which will help Jking keep TangTang out of the game, even if he manages to develop a backline here.
Ooh, nice island hopping. Hitting the
deciding
PIR.
to press your face rather than just completely keep the units off the board, which is the typical strategy against Alpine. You want to keep them low on units, but he doesn't have too many cards in hand. Jking,
yeah, and also Jking has Stars and Stripes, right? I mean, that's probably the most deciding factor why he did go face here and not trade a unit away.
Yep.
Ooh, but TangTang could find his second Enigma there. I think
Jking looking like he's going to...
Is he going face? No, he's going to trade now.
Okay.
Giving himself a 6/6 Sherman on the front line. And that is like a 2-turn lethal here. 35T. Oh, that is the 6th Alpina Regiment giving...
I was just thinking TangTang runs 1 copy of 6 Alpini Regiment, right? But...
Ooh, that was an early surrender. I mean, sure. I guess guard probably gets killed and then he's not having Enigmas left.
Yep.
So, Jking, if you already spoiled it, maybe with a reverse sweep here, making a 2-1 out of a 2-0. And finally proved that this US-German mid-range deck is able to win. If he, I think he will not achieve the 90% win rate in today's tournament, but
no, just a little bit shy.
Ooh, what is that? A Molotov cocktail? Never seen that one before. Nice.
And Jking going with the artillery deck here, which I'm happy to see.
Oh, and he finds a sickle. That is very important.
Yes.
That sickle.
Extremely.
And he also found the first rifles. That is very good. If he finds the Zhukov now, he just has a free human Cossacks. So let's see. Oh, that Molotov cocktail looks nice. Let's hope it's not exploding through the match.
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate if it just burns out all the way to the top and it just destroys your board.
Yeah, there's even a carpet on the board here, so we should be very careful to not burn the whole board down here.
Yeah, I really don't think that this board is OSHA compliant. I'm gonna have to talk to Ollie about that later.
So, yeah, TangTang deciding not to drop any of his Alpine units. It's always frustrating when you find your Gebirgs Pioneers in starting hand, and then your opponent is suddenly playing a 1/3 on his turn, and you just can't deploy it, and not the best feeling in the world. Deciding to go for the 35T now.
Yeah, we are seeing that it would have been better for Jking to play the anti-tank gun in this position, because then the Panzer 35T wouldn't have anything to trade into to gain the credits from the Nachtube. But of course, Jking does not have all the information that we have.
Yeah, he was afraid of through the breach, for example, and
yeah, exactly.
And just his artillery gets killed and finds himself on the back foot there.
Jking looking like he's deciding to value trade here, which makes sense. It does look like he needs the second attack out of the Chaika, but it is, of course, very scary to give your opponent an extra credit for it.
Although 4 credits is not that scary, right? It is scary, but I think 5 would be more scary if your opponent has 5 now, because then you can drop any of these 3 drops and an additional 2-drop Alpine unit. Now we can only drop 2 2K units, but it's not too likely that he's having 2 of these in hand, since he's only having 5 in the deck, right?
He can always go for a second Alpini and try to get the other second Alpini if he's feeling lucky.
Yeah. A little Gambolitos.
It would be the strongest board he can create this turn, but
yeah, but if you miss, you just drop the 2-drop, and miss the 3-drop.
Of course.
But he's thinking.
It's also pretty good if it gets a 1-drop. He's going to go for it. Ooh, this is exciting.
Oh, he finds through the reach. Also not too bad. That gives him additional. That was probably the best top deck there, the best draw there, huh? Gives him 2 credits back, and he can deploy that 3-drop. And now Jking facing a not so good looking board for him. Can get rid of one of them, but how is he ever killing a 6/5 there?
Oh, and that's another huge draw for TangTang.
Like the anti-tank gun is strong, but it's really weak against infantry.
Yeah.
Okay. Jking knows that's probably it.
I think so.
You can find a patriotic Firestorm, Sis, something like that, but first
TangTang got the bonus 2 credits from Nakshub every turn so far this game.
That's a huge bonus. Just imagine the old Nakshub. How insane was that one sometimes. Another through the breach. So is Jking having supply shipment in the deck? Don't think so.
Nope, not at all. Instead, he runs 5-year plan and mobilization.
Oh, yeah. I see. So also no war production in the deck.
Correct.
Oh, look at this board. Ouch. And there's another 136 waiting in hand from TangTang.
I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, this should be unsolvable, right? I don't see how he's getting out of this.
If he finds Sukhov, he still has the Cuban Cossacks, so that could be 3 damage for 1 credit. He also has Red Dawn.
Oh my god. Oh! This is not really helping here a little bit. At least he can clear the front line now. He needs to find a Ra.
It's crazy that this game was actually close for Jking. Like, 1 less of those 3 drops and maybe he could have done it.
Yeah, and it's also impressive how you mentioned that Through the Breach is not good in the current meta and is just destroying Jking here. Like all of his artilleries having 2 health. And look at this. You just had the perfect hand the whole time. He's just having an empty hand and the board you cannot imagine.
Granted, I don't think TangTang was thinking about Artie in the OCC.
Yeah, it looks like he did, but I'm pretty sure he did not. What? So he's having 15 damage next turn. If he finds an Obice, it's... not really. Over, he's not having enough credits then. 7... Oh, no. He's having it. Oh, that is also good enough.
And there it is.
Oh, that was an insane high roll. Okay, Jking has to go. I think he needs to take a walk after that one. Oh, that was hard to take. I mean, holy moly. Alpine, proven to be good again. I mean, I think it was never really away, but it was very impressive how this game did go and how high this one snowballed there.
I'm almost thankful that I didn't make top 6 this season because, man, having that sort of luck, oh, it's so brutal for Jking.